I'm Ashton Addison from Blockwest Capital for Investment Pitch Media, and today on the Crypto Coin Show we have Sofia Yan, the co-founder of Numbers Protocol. Sofia, welcome to the show, and thank you for taking the time today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, you're very welcome. I'm excited to dive into Numbers Protocol and what you're working on in the digital media space. Obviously running the YouTube channel and doing a lot of video content. I'm very interested in further integrations of digital media into Web3 and NFTs and where this industry is going to be going as blockchain revolutionizes it over the next few years. I'd love to start off our conversation with just a little bit from you on what exactly is Numbers Protocol and what is your team working on, and then we'll dive into all the details.
Yeah, for sure. I will do a quick introduction of Numbers Protocol. So Numbers Protocol is the asset-driven protocol to make the digital media traceable and verifiable. So by making all the digital media traceable and verifiable, we are able to address the critical issues in the digital media space. So like misinformation, copyright, and royalty distribution. So Numbers technology has been successfully employed in the real world use case, such as we help Reuters coverage the 2020 US presidential election, as well as the Ukraine, and help them to preserving the world's first Web3 war crime evidence. So on top of that, we also imply our own network and all tools into NFT space.
That's great to hear, because I feel like there's a growing amount of misinformation and copyright issues as well that I feel like can be solved. On the misinformation part, how exactly can this technology solve some of those issues? So
we are now have two different kind of products. The first one is Capture app, and the second one is Numbers search engine. I will first introduce Capture app. So Capture app it's a mobile app, and it's a blockchain camera app. So with Capture app, when you take a photo or record a short video, then it will automatically collect all the metadata, including the time and GPS and your location, and also your device's information and who you are. So, and then immediately register on blockchain. So it can kind of preserve all the informations when not only the images, but also the time, location, and all the information that you take with that photos. So this is Capture app, and this will be the entry point for the people in Web2 if they want to get into Web3, because all photos or videos you generated by the Capture app, it's actually Web3 native. So it can be traced. You can find the resources, and you can find all the metadata from the beginning when the photo or videos generated.
Yeah, I feel like Instagram and photos and videos have just become so big that there's just millions coming out every day. And do you think this kind of technology eventually would be implemented by Instagram and YouTube?
Well, I think maybe one day if they want to get into Web3 world or industry, I think that the Capture app not only want to solve the problem of the traceable thing, but also want to bring back the ownership to the creators. So the things that people are trying to explain what's the difference between Web2 and Web3, I will say in Web3, you can more own your data, you can more own your content. So we see the problem in Web2 social media platforms, such as Facebook or Instagram. They have created online spaces that monetize human attention and compensates artists only through the exposure and use users' data as a commodity. So many creators struggled to create meaningful value on centralized platform, or are blocked completely by industry gatekeepers. So I think that's the problem we also want to solve. And so to answer your question, will they implement our technology to the Web2 platform? Well, we actually open for it if they are happy to do the application, and we actually also hope that every photos and videos on the internet really can be traced and verified. And I don't think we can do it alone. Like we're just a small company and small protocol, so we have to build the ecosystem and make as much as possible the partnership, and then we can like achieve the vision together.
Definitely. And yeah, it's a long road ahead, and even those are huge partnerships with millions and billions of pieces of content. I'm curious on where your team is at with the development, and how long has your team been working on Numbers?
So I think the idea starting from 2018, the end of 2018, and then we start because we have some ideas to helping people to like really own their data. So starting from that, and then we established the company on 2019 around May. So now it's almost like 4 years, 3 to 4 years. And we're starting from the Capture app. And the Capture app is also, we try to find some like real world use case. So that's why we try to collaborate with the news media and to see if it's like, it's not like a trial experiment that if the news media can use it for do the reports, and it went well, and we're starting to thinking that maybe because it's a self media era, I would say, like we highly rely on the internet. The people generate the content on internet. So some of the news media, they also try to seeking the information and also the news on internet. But those news are really are generated by like public and general public. So they have to put a lot of effort to make sure and to verify if this photo or this video can be trusted as a news resources. Yeah, so that's the next step. So the first step, we try to collaborate with the news media, and the next step, we think, if it's a self media era, then maybe we will need everybody can use these kind of tools. Then that not only can help those people to kind of prove that I really take this picture, but also helping the news media to do the verification. Yeah.
Okay, good to know.
So,
and with the process of creating NFTs, you say you take a picture and then you turn it into an NFT. Does what the Numbers protocol does that? Is it similar in a sense that you're taking a picture and sort of turning it into the NFT at the same time, so that the original information of when you took the picture is in the NFT, and really that's not always the case when you create an NFT now, but I feel like there's a bit of an overlap, and it's a similar process as you're tokenizing an image, but better.
I think there's two parts in. It's two parts in Capture app. So because the core value is to helping people to trace the resource of the video and photo. So every photo you take by Capture app, it will register on blockchain, but it not yet be minted as an NFT. Okay. So we we added the NFT part because we want to help the creators to monetize their work. So if you are just the general public and you are not a photographer, or you don't think like you want to monetize your photos, you just want to like take a photo that you can prove it taken by you, then you can just use the register part of feature. If you are a creator and you want to kind of monetize your work, then you can choose to mint it as an NFT and sell it on our platform.
Okay.
Yeah, so I will separate two parts of it.
And down the road, is your team creating a platform once you've captured the photo to be able to share it or trade it, or like an NFT kind of marketplace, or what sort of comes after having the numbers on the blockchain?
So we call it network action. So every capture, we call the photos or videos generated by capture app capture. So every capture is a Web3 native digital asset. So if it's in our network, then you can do whatever you want in the network. So you can mint it as an NFT, you can do a Web3 archive, then you can maybe print it out. And also, we are also working on we are also working on helping the creators, because now NFT only kind of solve the issue of the ownership. Like I can transfer the ownership to you, so you own that. But it's more like the images, like a license. Like because if I sell this token to you, then you own this token. But does that mean you own these images? So that's why we call numbers protocol as asset driven, because we are not recognize the token, we recognize the asset. So when the asset generated and it's Web3 native in our network, then you are able to not only mint it as an NFT, but also we are working on the license NFT. Like if you are a creator and you don't want to kind of just sell out this token, and you want to kind of control like what period you want the buyer to use your assets, then you can leverage the license NFT.
Okay, yeah, and I can see a difference there. You mentioned at the beginning also about copyright protection and royalty. I feel like this relates to that, but I'm also curious on if there's a difference between the royalties for an NFT marketplace or something where you can set a 5% resale commission or royalty, or 10% or 0. How does it change with sort of the way that the industry is doing it in NFTs and with numbers protocol?
I think these things, I think NFT world is not really aware of the copywriting, I think, in my point of view, because as I mentioned, NFT kind of solve the problem of digital asset that's they don't have ownership, this kind of issue. But copyright is not considered into the NFT. So that's why we think maybe numbers protocol can help, because we are starting from the asset itself, not from the token. Yeah. For sure. So yeah.
And I feel like with the misinformation and deep fake videos and trying to prove whether video and photo is real, often I see misinformation is to do with politics or finance, and it's hard. I find it hard for those companies to be incentivized to use the numbers protocol or to use the blockchain technology to put the extra effort in to have the media on the blockchain. What do you think it's going to take for these large companies where the misinformation is present and it's important to have it on the blockchain? What is it going to take for those companies to say that we need to use the blockchain technology to prove the authenticity of this information?
You mean for the this kind of deepfake company or AI company?
For the media company to prove the authenticity of their images and videos?
I think that were more related to the trust to their audience. As we work with the news media, like most of small media, they don't really care about authenticity because they want the impression more than authenticity. So it's not the first priority that they will consider it. But news media like Reuters or BBC, this kind of big and leading media, they will care about their reputation. So they will do a lot of checking to make sure all the resources are at least verifiable. They probably cannot really guarantee it's authentic because we all know that if you have some information, then you can kind of manipulate things, use it in different perspective. But I think that's not the technical can solve. That's not the problem that the technical can solve. So we are just focusing on what the technology can really solve this kind of problem, and we're starting from the images and I think that's also the obvious way to that all the people on the internet figure out and knowing that it's really important, because now you cannot really tell what you see is real or fake. Not mention now we have deepfake and AI, this kind of technologies. Yeah, so we are we internally have some discussion on the AI, because before we starting the numbers protocol, we are actually working in AI space. So we work, there's another startup, and we work on the computer vision. It's also an AI startup. So yeah, so we kind of know the future, probably we will have a lot of problem generated by AI. But and now we can see AI can help you to writing an article or generate a video, so things like that. And people on internet, they will starting to making a lot of effort to figure out if it's human generated or if it's AI generated. So I think that there will be a problem, and I think numbers protocol can kind of solve this kind of problem. At least we can help the users to judge if the content is generated by human or generated by AI. Yeah, so that's also our slogan, giving you the full picture. We probably cannot guarantee the authenticity of the content, but we can give you all the information you need, and you can judge it by yourself, and you can decide if you want to trust. If you can decide if you think the information can be trusted.
Yeah, no, great point, Sophia. And not just the text-based AI for writing articles, but the image generators now. You can almost type anything, whether it's a politician doing this or doing that, and it can come up with an image in 30 seconds. It can create any image you want. So to be able to prove the authenticity, that it's not generated by AI, I feel like there's a lot of value in that.
Yeah.
So moving forward into 2023, what are some of the next steps for Numbers Protocol to get more into the market and more use of the technology?
So we just launched our Mainnet on December 1st, so it's almost a month. So everybody are asking, you already have a capture app, you have a product, then why do you need a blockchain for it? So as I mentioned, Numbers protocol is an asset-based protocol. So we turn normal images into Web3 assets. So in order to achieve that, there are three main factors to consider. One is storage, and second one is governance of the asset, and also the on-chain activities. And we use Filecoin and IPFS to provide the solution for the storage. And we also working with Creator DAO, which is it's an artist DAO, so to provide the solution of the governance. And the remaining question is, what should be the fundamental infrastructure for the on-chain activities? So that's why we think that we should have our own blockchain. Before that, we are like a cross-chain service. We try to support as much as possible chain. Like we support ETH, we support BSC and Avalanche and Polygon. But to really build the network and to lower down the cost and the gas fee to around the cross chain. So we think that that's the only things that we are able to really solve this kind of problem is to have our own chain. So launching the Mainnet can unlock Numbers protocol and allow us to support the entire life cycle of the modern digital assets through the integrity registration and native NFT minting and revenue sharing and other innovative work. So Numbers Mainnet to me is the last and also the most important piece of Numbers protocol. It's like the pixel, like the last piece of Numbers protocol. And then we make it like a whole picture. Yeah. So with it, we will have the opportunity to become the center of digital media industry in the Web3 future. Yeah.
Very exciting. I'm looking forward to watching along in 2023 and to see how it grows. So thank you so much for all the information, Sophia. I do appreciate the insights.
Thank you.
I would love to have some place, for the viewers to follow along with the updates or join in the community. What's the best place for viewers to learn more about Numbers Protocol?
Our community are mainly on Twitter and Telegram. So you can search us on Twitter as, with Numbers Protocol. And on Numbers Protocol Twitter, then you can find our Telegram. And Telegram is more like chatting. So we team member will also join the Telegram and then chat with our community members. So if you have any questions, then you can ask in the Telegram. And if you want to follow any kind of new updates or latest news, then you can follow us on Twitter.
Sounds great. Thank you so much for your time. All the best with Numbers Protocol moving forward, and let's follow up in the near future.
Thank you, Ashton.